This week, amid heated protests, the Nebraska legislature attached a measure restricting abortion access to an existing bill banning gender-affirming care for those ages 18 and younger. The amended bill advanced to a final vote, which could come as early as tomorrow.
And joining us from the Nebraska State Capitol are State Senators Megan Hunt and John Fredrickson. Welcome to the both of you, and thanks a lot for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, good to be here.
Thank you. Senator Hunt, we'll start with you. Tell us more about the bill and what it will do in Nebraska if it passes.
The original bill, LB 574, is a bill to ban gender-affirming care for trans youth in Nebraska. And what our colleagues did is they amended a 10-week abortion ban into the same bill. And so that's now kind of this Frankenstein of a bill with both a health care ban for trans youth and for people seeking abortion services.
Senator Fredrickson, these are two very different, very contentious issues. If this bill passes, where do you go from here?
It's a good question. I mean, I think this is really devastating. Historically, we've been protected from some of this really extreme, hyper-partisan legislation in Nebraska because we have a nonpartisan unicameral. And this is the first time that we're seeing this type of legislation get the legs that it's getting, advance as quickly as it's gotten, particularly as it relates to the anti-trans legislation. And so, you know, the only way to stop this hyper-partisanness is to stop it. Mm-hmm. And so we're doing everything we can to try to talk sense into our colleagues to show that this type of extremism is not what your everyday Nebraskan wants, and that's what we're trying to stand up for here.
And Senator Hunt, this hits close to home to you. You have a 13-year-old transgender son named Ash. How has your personal experience impacted your view and your perspective on this bill here?
Well, I mean, it always impacts you differently when it affects you differently. And I know that no matter what happens in Nebraska, I'm always going to be able to get my son care. He's going to be in an affirming, loved family and a loved home, and I'm going to take care of him however I need to do that. But I know that not every child in Nebraska is in the same situation. And so all of these anti-trans bills that we see coming across the country, they put all of our kids at risk. They put our entire LGBTQ community at risk. Mm-hmm. And they are tied to the fight for reproductive justice and the fight for bodily autonomy, as we see exemplified here in Nebraska by the way they're conflating trans issues with abortion issues. And all of us need to worry about these bills.
What is your message to your transgender son and also those who are, you know, sort of feeling like they're in the same situation right now?
You know, I just tell people that these 49 people in the state legislature, they are temporary. And there is nothing that they can do to you that is more important than your life, that's more important than you being here. And time's gonna march on, and you need to stay here with us and keep fighting, and we've got your back too.
Senator Fredrickson, I heard you mention this idea of partisanship that exists right now, and we really are in a time where people are divided. They feel very far apart as far as politics go. How do you think we come back together on these issues? Is there a way to do that?
I think we just speak truth, right? I think that that's the most important thing we can do about these types of issues. You know, these bills, for example, these anti-trans bills, these are poll-tested, lab-tested bills. The architects of these bills have come out on the record saying that they have poll-tested what is going to get their bases riled up. And so I think
they're from bill mills.
They're from bill mills.
Coming from everywhere.
And I think what we need to do is we need to be clear about what they are. We need to name them for what they are, and we need to speak clearly about that. And the more that people realize what these are, that these are designed to divide us, not to actually pass good policy, that is the way we get us all back together.
All right, Nebraska State Senators Megan Hunt and John Fredrickson, thanks to the both of you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.